Okay guys, time for a new tutorial. We talked about different concepts, but one very important concept is functions. We already used the main function, the writeLine function, so let's see why functions are useful. I have this input and we are expecting some user input, read line, and then we have something like this, and then if input length equals to 0, please enter some info. Else we output something like our input. And I enter this, please enter some info. We write something like hello, it's hello. Okay, but let's imagine that we have something like change here, change of requirements. We want to put upper limit less than 10. And now we need to switch. If it's here and then here, please enter. Well, first I wanted to show you, like, imagine we have this here. We have this here, and then our program is, let's say, 200 lines. And you have this 3 times, and then first question is, if you have some text and text and text and text, how are you going to find this check? Like, maybe you know, maybe you search by please enter and you will find this piece of code. But it's not very convenient. What if we want to have it something like this? You know, we have the math here, and we have absolute power off and big decrement, and you know, all sorts of mathematical functions. And I just type in math, and all these functions are neatly organized, and I can use them. And we know what is it about. It's easy to find. Second case. Okay, what if I want to change this 200 characters? I need to find every place. Maybe I put a typo. I put too many zeros. You know, I want to change here this message to please enter between 1 and 10 characters. And you know, maybe I do some additional check if it is a string, if it is integer, and depending on the input something else happens, and then I need to change this condition here and here, and it can become very error prone, and it's not very good. So let's introduce the function here. Well, you need to declare this function first. And what will we do? And okay, first, this is related to the class. You don't care about this public word for now. Also static, it's also related to the main function being static, so you don't care about this static for now. You need to define for sure some return type. In this case, it's a void. I am going to explain this return type in greater detail later on. And you need to give the function some name. So in this case, we're checking the user input, put in capital letter, because variables are lowercase, functions are uppercase. Check user input. Now here you can define some input parameters. This is why this is used. Now it's empty, so this brackets or like this symbol is, just used, and it is empty. Here you can see there is some input parameter, but let's focus on this function for now. Now you define the function body, which is like this curly braces, and then let's say write line hello. We comment this code out and then run this. And nothing happens. Well, we need to call this function. Like we use here, write line in order to output our message to the screen. Okay. How to call the function? Well, you use the name, like you call your friend, hey, John, and we need to signal that we want to call this function. Again, we write this symbol here, and we put end of statement. And now, okay, but how to make this function useful? Sometimes I press the wrong keys, very poor keyboard. Okay, now each function has some scope, so even if I uncomment the input, this function does not know about this function, so it cannot access this input. Now let's use some input parameter. We define the type of this input parameter and we call it input. And now this error disappears, but here I need to type in this one, and of course this is right line like this, and this is capital letter, and this is capital, and this is like this, and this let's do it like right line. And now this one expects some input, because we define here input and we need to provide this input. In this case, we connect this variable to this variable. Because we used input, but this is just the name. I mean, I can change this to this one, but I am just sparing some time, because otherwise I need to rename this here and here and here. but this input is not this input. And now we connect these two functions in this way. We pass in this variable here, it goes here, and we do what we need to do in this function. And let's run this. So hello, and maybe I need to change something here. Yeah, I need to switch this one with this one, and this one with this one, and then it will run as expected. So hello, hello. Okay, now empty string. Empty string, empty string. Okay, so our program works as expected. Now have in mind that this here does not modify this one. So if we take this input and assign some other value, it will not change this one here. Now I have some time left, so let's draw some drawing and explain what's going on, just to make things clear. What is input, what is output, what is the function. So let's take the function. Let's use the text. Let's paste. Let's make this bigger and explain. Maybe 28. Okay, it's big enough, I suspect. So, as I said, don't care about this one, don't care about this one for now. So we need this. This is the return type. Function name, input parameters, block, and we can return something. So let's, instead of putting this, then we return the input, and then we return this one, like return, and we don't need this, and we don't need this, and then we need to change the output type, and now it should work. Now we need something like this, and we output result. Hello one, and then it works as expected. So if we have here some, return, then we return the information, and we need to change here the return type. It's returning some string, here it's string, here it's string, and this is the return type. Also, a function can return another function, but this is out of scope of this video. That's all for now. Thanks for watching this tutorial.